Something big is in motion south of Makati. Something you've always dreamed of. Something amazing. From the country's leading real estate developer, Ayala Land, the company who delivers big things like the Makati CBD, Bonifacio Global City, Nuvali, and the first developer in the South that brought you the highly successful Ayala Alabang. Ayala Land once again will redefine community living for the next generation. Vermosa, a sprawling 700-hectare estate located just 15 minutes away from Alabang, 30 minutes away from the bustling Makati CBD, accessible through Muntinlupa-Cavite Expressway of the South Luzon Expressway, and only a few minutes away from Manila through the soon-to-be-constructed Cavite-Laguna Expressway. Tucked in the heart of Cavite, this city will rise to define how the next generation communities will live the way they have always envisioned. There will be a wide range of residential options, catering to families with different needs and wants. A community where suburban living and ease of city living come together. And just a stone's throw away, business establishments, retail and recreational areas will be readily available. Getting from one place to another will be a breeze by a comfortable walk or a jog through an estate interconnected by parks. Finding time to pursue one's passions will be a reality as new sports and outdoor facilities rise just outside your doorstep. And as with all big things, it all begins with first steps as we take the many firsts in this development. Starting with the newest sprawling Vermosa Sports and Lifestyle Complex that will cater to your active lifestyle. There will be an Olympic-sized pool, a track oval, bike trails, and a first-of-its-kind sports science laboratory. For something more extreme, there will be bike and motocross tracks, wall climbing, and an archery range. It will also feature a community center with a farmer's market, restaurants, fitness and sports shops that will satisfy all of your health and fitness needs. We are once again stirring up something inspiring, something exciting, and something big. Vermosa.
Hi, sorry. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Kim Sarial, your moderator for today, and I'm also a sales manager of Alveo Land. So today, welcome back. Welcome to our first webinar series, Investing During the Pandemic. Is this the right time? So we have a distinguished guest right now with us. So he is no other than Dean Eduardo G. MBA, LLB, DPA, DBA, PhD. So he's also a realtor educator, broadcaster. So he's a highly respected educator, trainer, dean, real estate management consultant, realtor, appraiser, public relation practitioner, and broadcaster. He has carved more than 30 years of real estate practice as a licensed broker, appraiser, and consultant. Professor, VPAA, Dean of leading universities in Metro Manila. A well-known professor, lecturer in business management, public administration, and real estate management fields in the local and international settings. Also, he is an international visiting professor in Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. He is an international realtor member of the National Association of Realtors USA and a certified international property specialist and FIABC International Real Estate Consultant. Dr. Ong is Vice President for Education and Development of FIABC World, an international federation of real estate professionals in 49 countries. He occupied prestigious positions in various real estate and business organizations. To name a few, past National President of Philippine Association of Real Estate Boards, Inc. PAREB, past President of PAREB Pasay Makati Real Estate Board, PMRB, past National President of Philippine Association of Real Estate Consultants and Specialists, Inc., past Vice President and Treasurer of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and past Governor of Employers Confederation of the Philippines, past President of Philippine Association of Deans and Educators in Business, Executive Vice President of the Philippine Association of Collegiate Schools of Business, currently Vice President of UST Graduate School Alumni and Grants Association, Inc., and Treasurer or Director of Philippine Dispute Resolution Center, Inc., Chairman of for Education of PCCI, among others. Dr. Ong, academic credentials include a BS Commerce degree, MBA degree, a law degree, and a PhD degree in commerce from the University of Santo Tomas. Dean Ong has earned 8 doctorate degrees to his credit, 4 earned, 4 honorary degrees. Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, major in commerce, magna cum laude. Doctor of Public Administration, academic excellence. Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, academic excellence. Doctor Fellow in Real Estate Management given by the Royal Institution of Singapore. Doctor Fellow in Management by the Royal Institution, Singapore. Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Margarine International Relations given by Universidad Pan-America, Macau, China. Dr. Fellow in Property Management given by the Academy of Multi-Skills, United Kingdom. Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, major in Public Service and Community Development, major awarded by Brethren School. Currently, Dr. Ong is completing his dissertation requirements for his 9th doctorate degree, PhD in Criminology. Recipient of more than 800 awards and citations, prominently the 2020 Outstanding Professional in the Field Real Estate Service given by PRC. Most Outstanding Alumnus of the University of Santo Tomas Graduate School and College of Commerce. Outstanding Star Teacher Award by Consortium of the South. Outstanding Citizen of Malabon. Outstanding Father of the Year and Realtor of the Year. Lifetime Achievement Award in Real Estate from NAR, Philippine Diplomat in Real Estate Management, Diplomat in Business Education, Fellow in People Management, among others. Dr. Ong has written and published 6 books on real estate management, economics, research, methodology, marketing management, sociology, and Asian civilization. So lastly, he was the first chairman of the Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service. And he was there are a lot of titles of Dr. Ong. So we are really honored to have him with us. Introducing to us the father of real estate, Dr. Edward, or also known as Dr. E.G. Ong. Dr. E.G. Ong, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Ay nako,
Winner ka
ano,
na, Doc E.G. sa
oo nga,
title.
I am good morning real estate. I am afraid that my your introduction will be longer than my presentation. But anyway, Kim, I'm so happy. I cannot say no to you whenever. And as I've said to you, remember tomorrow I'm going to have my 45th episode of my ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG, and so I am inviting everybody also to view and watch my YouTube program and Facebook Live program. 3 to 5 o'clock, ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG. Yan. Oo. At
Yan. So,
natutuwa naman ako sa iyo kasi when you spoke about me guesting in your program, akala ko nagbibiruan lang tayo but tinotoo mo na. And
of
so
course.
I skipped my UST class just to be with you.
Wow, thank you so much, Doc EG. It's really an honor to have you with us. Actually, kanina nga, when I was reading your introduction, sabi ko, father of real estate na nga, former chairman of PRC ngayon, father of all titles.
Wala na.
Father of all titles kayo, Doc EG.
I
Grabe,
can
sinubukan.
also I also cannot believe that I have achieved all of those things, all of those accolades in my lifetime. I am already a senior citizen, 60, and so therefore,
Naku,
at
hindi
least
halata.
backstage.
Hindi
Ah,
halata. Sabi ko nga
ano
sa inyo,
ba?
you look like 20 years younger eh.
Wow, yeah, 40 lang ha. Okay, gusto ko yan.
Diba? Oh. Yan. So, thank you again, Doc EG, for gracing our event right now and for being our very first speaker, honorable speaker for today. So, today, Doc EG is going to share with us his insights about investing in real estate during the pandemic. So, is it the right time to invest right now? Let us hear from Doc EG himself.
Uh, Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And also, I am so happy that I have been invited in the premiere, ano ba yan, opening of I'm sure will be a blockbuster program of Kim Sarial.
Yeah.
I'm one ardent admirer of Kim. And I told her, I will not be your guest if you do not wear red. So ngayon, naka-red siya.
Yan, nag-red ako, Doc EG. Kasi
Oo nga,
sabi niyo
oo
naman,
nga.
'di ba, favorite color niyo yung ano, 'di
Oo
ba?
nga,
Color
because red,
red.
oo, oo.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, kasi red signifies what? Boldness, di ba? Yung
Boldness.
achievement and so on. Okay, so thank you very much, Kim and the group of Albeo and Ayala Land for inviting me. During my incumbency as chairman of the first chairman of the Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service, Kim, I have served for 8 years. I started RESA law, implementation of the RESA law. I shepherded RESA law, which is now covering all of us, covering all of the real estate practitioners from salesperson to broker to appraiser to consultant. So we are now totaling almost 80,000 no, as of the end of 2020. And I'm so happy that to be able to shepherd the board, which to shepherd the industry, the real estate service practice during its infancy year for 8 long years. But I've always been asked, people ask me a lot of times, Chairman, what is in store for the real estate industry? The pandemic has been there. We celebrated 1 year already of the pandemic because do you remember that March 15, we started lockdown? And from March 15 up to now, then although we went into the different classifications, like from ECQ, we graduated to MECQ, then to GCQ. But now, because of the so many pasaways in our citizenry, now we are back again to square one. We are now again in ECQ. But what is it in store? What is in store for the real estate industry in 2021 and beyond? Undoubtedly, the COVID-19 pandemic has afflicted or has affected a lot of people, including the real estate industry. Today, what I did was a very short presentation. I prepared a very short presentation for you just to give you a background of where were we and where we are going and what are we supposed to do and is it safe to invest during the pandemic. Okay, next. Okay, so we know that real estate has always been so good. It started from 2010 down up to 2019, and it reached its peak in 2016, 2017, when prices of real estate properties skyrocketed high. And so much so that people are saying that you look at the top 10 billionaires in the world or top 10 billionaires in the Philippines, and they have only one thing in common. They are all in real estate. At least they are in a branch of them is in real estate. But what in the Philippines is going to happen? We all know that the Philippines has been considered as one of the hotspots, no, by foreign buyers, especially in 2018, 2019, or actually it started in 2015. Then we have an excellent demographics, no, beautiful beaches, and we circled in Metro Manila, Cebu, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, Palawan, Subic, Clark, Pampanga are the most preferable sites, including Western Visayas, Boracay, and Bohol. They are really what moving high during rather before the pandemic. But in 2020, suddenly in 2020, in March, I was out of the country in January and in February, and I had the opportunity to speak in some of the fora in Asia. No, I was in Singapore, and then I would have proceeded to China in March, but because of the lockdown, I think I was not able to do that because I have an invitation to speak in Shanghai. However, the 20 in 2020, COVID-19 has a huge impact on real estate market, not only in the Philippines, but also all over the world, all over the globe. So many even prime ministers and presidents of different countries have been afflicted by the dreaded disease, no? Okay, next. And this is just the demographics, yes. The Philippines being one of the fastest growing economies until 2019, no, was driven by so many demands. Ano ba ang nagpapataas ng ating industry? Ano ba ang nagpapataas sa real estate? And these are, number one, next please. Number one is the business process outsourcing. Why? Because Filipinos are good in communication. Filipinos are good. That's why we became number one in the BPO sector in terms of spoken, no? Yung bang spoken community, spoken language, yung verbal. Pag yung non-verbal, hindi tayo. It is India. But yung voice, then we are number one. Yung non-voice, then I think this is India, no? So, ang daming income, so many income have been infused to our economy by the BPO. And up to now, there are still BPOs around. And I hope it can sustain each operation so that in the new normal, it will still be a vital and primordial source of remittances or income for the Filipinos. Yeah. Number two, next. Okay. This is one of my favorites, no? OFW, Overseas Filipino Workers. When I retired from PRC in at the end of 2018, after an 8-year sojourn in PRC, I dedicated myself and continued my advocacy of networking and connecting to all of the stakeholders. And one of the biggest market that I am very lucky to have been associated is the OFW market. As a matter of fact, I have signed, my organization has signed a memorandum of understanding to one of the biggest OFW organization, and that is the Preach Revolution, no? And sabi niya, ito yung this is the one that is training and inviting all OFWs to invest in the Philippines. So therefore, undoubtedly, the Philippines is the third largest recipient of tourism infrastructure, rather tourism remittances abroad, with over US dollar 3.5 billion. With the depreciating peso, alam naman natin, peso is fluctuating, and the increase of foreign value remittances, Filipino families will now have high purchasing power to buy real estate properties. Kaya ang mga market ng lahat, even I think most of the developers, they target OFWs. I'm so lucky to have been connected with so many OFWs all over the world. That's why yung aking ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG, which I broadcast every Sunday 3 to 5, and I'm inviting you to watch, has an international viewership. Kaya maganda. And I hope also that Kim, with her very good program, I think we'll also have the same flavor. So number C, letter C. Okay. You remember Pogo? We speak of Pogo, in the volume of Chinese buyers, even the Pogo, gaming, and gambling that has attracted more than 150,000 Chinese workers in Metro Manila areas since 2017. And I would imagine that if you total it, including the Pogos all over the country, Pogos are all over. It could probably reach to about 200,000 to 250,000. So, malaki ang nawala dyan. Pero naglaylo sila during the pandemic, but you can see now a resurgence. They're coming back. They're coming back because the Philippines is a very nice place to invest. D. Next, please. Well, we all know and we have witnessed this in 2019 and the early part of 2020, even in 2018, when I was still the chairman, there has been already a proliferation of flexible workspaces and co-working spaces. It is also predicted that 30 to 40% of all offices spaces will be flexible workspaces by 2030. Ano ba to? Ito yung you don't have to pay a big space, you want to save on spaces, all you have to do is get a flexible workplace and you pay a certain amount and you have complete stuff over there. And that is now the trend in the modern society. No? Next. E. Next, please. Now, one particular thing that I would like to single out and I would like to commend the President Duterte, for his very valuable project, and that is the Build, Build, Build project of the government. And this will really develop infrastructure all over, not only in the urban area but also in the in the parkland areas, no? And infrastructure is really a must. Where when there is infrastructure, development goes. Para din sinasabi nila, when you have an area like Nubali, I understand that Ayala is in Nubali, no? Wherever Ayala goes, I think development also goes. That's why in Metro Manila, we see a very good infrastructure. And one thing I could say, which will earn high praises on me, is the extension of the SLEC NLEC, no, the Skyway Annex, Skyway extension. I live in the south, but my relatives, my roots is in the north. So whenever I go home, at least once a month, go home to my province, which is Bulacan and Pampanga, I normally, it took me over 4 5 hours to reach from my place. Why? Because of heavy traffic. But now, because of the extension, because of the SLEC and LEC extension in the Skyway, would you believe it? It took me normally when I the last time I traveled, it took me from the Skyway only about 30 minutes. But from from the NLEC down to my place in Bulacan, only another 20 minutes. So almost or less talagang about an hour, you're already there. If you want to go to Clark, you want to go to Subic, it is an easy drive for you going there. So that's why I can say that Clark and Subic are the two of the most promising properties, promising hotspots in the country. And that I would like to thank the administration of the president because of the initiation of the Build, Build project. All right, next. Now, Metro Manila Plus Bubble now is under ECQ. And what is ECQ? The ECQ is the strictest quarantine status in the country, which prevented real estate to bounce back, although although under the ECQ. However, property management. Don't you know that the property management, rental, and leasing activities are still allowed under ECQ? And you can allowed to go out, and you can be an APOR. Ano yung APOR? Authorized person out of residence. All you need to do is just to present your PRC ID, and you then the checkpoint in the checkpoints, and the checkpoints will allow you to. Although we say that the ECQ is a good solution, one of the best solutions that can happen so that we can diminish the trend of those who are impacted by COVID-19. And I hope it will work. But they say that there should be a balance between health and economy. You know that the real estate, being one of the prime movers of the economy, contribute much income to the economy. And that is why we pray hard so much that we will be reverted back to our status of GCQ. However, maybe kung talagang wala na, kung talagang maganda na, then we can again go just like in any parts of the country. Well, makakuha na tayo MGCQ. So modified, so wala na masyadong restrictions. But what is really important is that we should abide and observe the minimum health protocol, like wearing of mask, like yung face shield, like social distancing, washing your hands frequently, and so on and so forth. So lahat na po yan ay iiwasan natin because you don't know if the person beside you, in front of you, or at your back is already afflicted by COVID-19. Hindi po natin alam. And I think what should be done now is not to spearhead, but to strengthen the contact tracing para makita natin kung ano ang magagawa. And so at the end, if the economy will bounce back, sana po, then real estate will be the very first one to bounce back. I am so proud to say that I was the author. I was the prime mover of the uh, the moniker "Good Morning Real Estate." Kasi I'm a very optimistic person as far as real estate is concerned. So when you say "Good Morning Real Estate," it will always be good morning in real estate and therefore whenever we suffer setback, it will just be temporary, and it will still go back, bounce back, and at the same time move forward to what, a brighter morning, because morning spells sunshine, and it will always be sunshine in the real estate sector. Okay, next. Well, we all know that the proven tools in real estate marketing is through digitalization. We are now in digitalization. What we are doing now is digitalization, like social media, and other platforms, they are now explored by the real estate service practitioners. Kasi talaga naman na ngayon, we are being prevented to we are being prevented to see face to face our client. But I am trying to wonder why. Have we ever closed transactions through social media? The answer is yes, especially condo selling. People who want to invest, but people do not want to go out. They will try to get a reliable person, a reliable licensed practitioner like Kim Sarial to attend to them. And so therefore, they can close the transaction by just showing some virtual presentation of properties along the way. But ako personally, I would still love a face-to-face real estate transactions, because you would know then how what is supposed to be in store. Like how can you pre-qualify the buyer? How can you look at some documentation? How can you register the title? You cannot register the title on online. You have to do it personally. Kaya we have to really be. So we hope and pray that uh, that the pandemic will soon be over, then the vaccination will be spearheaded, and then so that we can all go back to our normal lives. No, next. So we see that the residential property has suffered a slump, although I should say that it's still moving, no, but on the lower pace. Sabi ng mga ibang mga tumatawag sa akin kasi doon sa ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG, meron kaming ikonsulta consultation, well, a box, no, chat box, wherein you can ask questions, anything under the sun as regards to real estate and business, and we are gladly answering all your queries. And so much so that we aim to help you so that you can be proficient in what you're doing, and then you can really excel in the real estate practice. But you know that there is now a significant increase in house and lot residential purchase. Hindi naman masyadong gloom lahat. Yung mga single detached, single attached property in the suburbs outside of Metro Manila, like Cavite, Laguna, Rizal, and Bulacan. I tell you, you can see an increase in sales. Meron akong isang alam sa Lipa na subdivision after getting the license to sell from the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development. You know what? In 60 days time, the 280 what single detached houses, low cost housing, sold out in record time of 2 months. My goodness, talaga namang napakaganda. And I see development going on in Cavite. Well, Cavite, alam niyo naman, up to Tagaytay, no? Umpisa natin from Imus, Dasmariñas, down the line, General Trias, and all of even Silang are really moving. That is before the pandemic. But now, I can see a spark. Nakakakita ako ng spark that soon, there are so many, I have a group that is doing real estate brokerage and marketing, and I see a light, no, at the end of the tunnel. Nakikita ko that there are so many now inquiries on those areas. Developers are interested to develop, and also buyers, those who own condominium units in Metro Manila, especially in the Bay Area or in BGC, Sabi nila during the pandemic, Doc AG, during the pandemic, we were holed up in a 25 to 30 square meters of of our condo units. Para bang hindi na kami makagalaw, hindi kami makahinga. Kaya anong ginagawa nila ngayon? They're scouting for properties outside. Anyway, what is now prevalent is the work from home. Kaya wherever you are, basta magkaroon lang magandang internet connectivity, then you can do it. Kaya marami ngayon, I tell you, investments are now moving somewhere in the south, in Cavite, Laguna, in the Calabarzon area, also in the north, this Bulacan area, that's the Bulacan Circle, Bulacan, Pampanga, Tarlac, these things. And likewise in the east, we have the Rizal, Antipolo, down the line, are Buenangonan, Taytay are moving quickly. But some of them are getting to be industrial. So it is important that the classification should also be. In Bulacan, especially in Valenzuela, a lot of industrial sites are being offered as a matter of fact right now. I'm looking for some industrial sites in Bulacan for a big clients, no? And so all over, I can see that the real estate now is starting to bounce back. See, so the there is a significant increase in the house and lot package. Although ang condo selling are still there. But what would I say? I would say that in condo has an advantage because you are going to be nearer to the place of business, nearer to where you are, and the amenities are all there. And it is easily, if you want to enjoy a life that is complete with amenities, go to condo living. All right. But some people today, now they say they would like space. They want spacious property. So therefore, they are now going outside, outskirts of Metro Manila. Yes, next. So, next. So, therefore, I should say the Philippine real estate market has suffered a big blow in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic and will most likely be in recovery mode in the second semester of 2021 to 2022 sans the surge of the pandemic, of the COVID-19 pandemic. Pag wala na yan, pag tayo ay medyo hindi na tayo pasaway, hindi na tayo sumusunod na tayo sa mga minimum health protocol at sa lahat ng mga ginagawa natin para tayo maging ligtas, I think we will really bounce back and move in and get forward to the recovery page or recovery stage. While prices have dropped by double digits, baksak talaga ang presyo. We also see reduced lease rates, bumaba din, and take up rates. And also tens of thousands of jobless overseas workers Filipino have returned back to the country. And therefore, that is an added pressure to the economy. Hindi ba? Nagbalikan sila lahat. At yung iba namang mga OFWs na nakabili na, minsan hindi na makabayad. Kaya later on, tatabihin ko sa inyo kung ano ang opportunities that are awaiting us in this pandemic times. Yes, next. Hopefully, the market will recover the earliest possible time. And once the country opens its borders, mag-open na tayo. Kayo restricted pa ang travel di ba? Although they are allowing it on a very limited scale, but once the country opens its borders and the COVID-19 vaccine will be finally given, inoculated, or injected to the greater mass of our people, of our citizens, then I think we will be okay. I understand that the government is now doing its best so that everybody, so no, we are 110 million, everybody will be spared or will be inoculated or will be given the vaccine. Although may mga controversy surmounting the vaccine, no, but still the best defense is the injection of of the vaccine. Alam mo naman natin, marami dyan. Merong Sinovac, may Sinopharm, may AstraZeneca, merong Moderna, merong Pfizer. Ang dami po niyan. And I hope and I pray so hard that this will all come to the country and we will be saved. By the grace of God, we'll be saved from this horrible pandemic. You know what the key drivers are today? The business process outsourcing. Sana wag mawala the demand from Chinese investors and other foreigners. You know that what I have experienced in my career now, because after I retired from PRC, I went back to my practice. Because I'm a licensed real estate practitioner, I'm a licensed broker, I'm a licensed appraiser, I'm a licensed consultant. And so because of that, I know and I see the market how it is gonna be. So the demand from Chinese buyers, do you know that the Chinese buyers are already coming back? They are coming back. Not only the Chinese, but other foreign countries like from Japan, from Korea, no, and from Singapore. A lot are coming and looking at us. They are looking. They're giving a second look to the Philippines. Sana makonvert yan into sales, no, and increasingly more remittances from overseas and flourishing gaming center. Ang OFW nag-uumpisa na uling magkaroon ng buhay, and then sana tuloy-tuloy. And of course, the Pogo sana alam mo naman natin na nag-i-inject sa atin ng income yang gaming, no? And so I think that is one of the drivers of the economy now. Yes, next please. So therefore, I should say, why invest in real estate during these challenging times? Yan ang tanong kasi ni Kim. Bakit kailangan mag-invest ako kung ako ay may pera ngayong challenging time? Why? Because the prices of properties are now low. Mababa. And a lot of owners who cannot afford to pay the amortization on a property or a condo or a house and lot they bought before the pandemic because nawalan ng trabaho, may decide to sell. Kaya ang dami-dami ko pong nene-negotiate ngayon na murang-mura lang, baksak ang presyo nila. Alam mo ba, bumabaksak ang presyo up to the excess of 30%? There was a property, our team is negotiating initially before the pandemic, 35 million ang offer. Now it's selling at 26 million. Can you imagine that? So talagang marami ngayong fire sale. Kaya ang property owners are now willing to sell, and buyers should, if you are a wise buyer and you have excess money, invest now because this is the time. Alam naman natin, no, that there are opportunities in this kind of challenging times. Merong opportunities tayo nakikita. Hindi lamang ito weaknesses, hindi lang naman ito things that we don't want to happen, but in every disaster, on everything that happened, there is always an equal opportunity that is along the way. No? So, okay, next. Also, interest rates now are low. And there are measurable, low, and easily, if you want to go borrow money, the banks are now, giving it for a low price. At the same time, makita natin ng mga bangko, kakaroon sila ng maraming mga foreclosed properties, yung mga hindi makabayad, no? Kaya ibinebenta nila yon. Okay? So invest in pre-selling properties at a reasonable price, which is expected to go up after the pandemic. Kaya kung yung mag-i-invest na ako ngayon. Kasi why? Because after the pandemic, prices will definitely, I'm sure of that, will definitely go up. Next. Now, hindi nyo ba napapansin, there's a prevalence of assumption of mortgage. Why? Hindi na makabayad eh. Ang mga bangko ngayon, ang daming foreclosure. Ang mga bangko ngayon, ang daming kasi because of the loss of jobs, because of the pandemic, and because especially mga OFWs who borrowed money, hindi sila makabayad, kaya pinapabenta na lang nila. Alam naman natin that if you cannot already afford to pay, then you can ask somebody to assume the balance, and you can sell the property, or it could be a deed of sale with assumption of mortgage. So pwede mong i-assume ang property mortgage, no? Now, a lot of perks available, like low down payment. If you watch my program, meron ako diyang promo, low down payment, extended down payment, wherein yung down payment mo, instead na 6 months, 1 year, naging 2 years pa nga no? Para lang. Especially invest on pre-selling activities kasi marami yan. And sometimes, merong iba, walang down payment pa nga You can see a lot, no down payment. And easy and flexible terms, affordable terms given. Okay, next. So therefore, to end my short presentation, I am encouraging you to invest now. Pandemic, well, it will pass. But property, it will go up. It will rise. So don't worry. Be calm. Be optimistic. Because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. And given the proper perspectives, we shall bounce back and we will have better future for the real estate industry. So don't worry, it will always be good morning real estate to all. Thank you for listening, and I hope I'm able to say a bit. But if I am really in an academic setting, I am teaching. I'm teaching in the graduate school, and in public administration. And whenever I teach, I explored and discuss everything in details. But now I'm giving you a snapshot of what is in store and what you should do during the pandemic. Investing, yes. Investing, yes. And I would say that when you have excess money, invest in real estate, because real estate is one solid investment that you will never regret. Why? Because it will always be plus, 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 plus. No? Temporary lang ang negative mo ngayon because of the pandemic, but it will always grow, grow, grow. Thank you for inviting me, Kim, and thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Doc EG, for that very insightful presentation. Actually, we have learned a lot from you, and we thought actually na kumbaga, a lot of people are worrying about the pogos because of the pandemic. The Chinese are going away, and that's also
They're coming
one.
back.
They're coming back. So that's really good news in the real estate industry, Doc EG. And actually, there are a lot of questions that I've received from your presentation, because from your presentation, we really learned a lot from you, and it spiked our curiosity. And there are a lot of questions that we will be asking you right after our
Okay.
commercial. So thank you
Sige.
so much.
Go.
Yeah. So up next, we'll be showing you Alveo or Ayala Land's latest development in the south. It's Vermosa. And we're back together with our guest speaker for today, Doc E.G. Ong, for Q&A session. So to start off, we have a question which is about your presentation earlier, Doc E.G., Build, Build, Build
Yeah.
by the administration. So since there are a lot of build, build, build going on around the country, do you think there will be a real estate bubble in a few years because of the build,
Mm,
build?
no, I don't think so. Build, build, build is good for us, good for the real estate industry. When you say bubble, it means to say that it's a frozen, ano? It's gonna be, prices are gonna go down. No, no, no. Real estate will always move up. And the bubble will not be there. Nagbubble na nga ngayon eh. Tapos na yung bubble na yan. No more, no more bubble. And I don't think we are headed for a bounce back soon in 2021.
Okay, thank you. So our next question would be, which is more advisable to invest in, condos or lots? What are the pros and cons?
I would say that if I am the investor, I would invest in a property that has lot, no? But it really depends. But you may also, and house and lot, no? Ganyan. But condo cannot be also left behind because investment in condo is also a real investment that can yield high return for you because
Oh,
because of the amenities, because condo sale, especially on a pre-selling activities, are good. Huwag kang mag-invest agad doon sa RFO kasi yung pre-selling mababa ang presyo. Pero yung RFO mo, well, I think the prices can if not high, it's a little bit lower. However, it is to invest in a property that is still in the construction stage. Kaya mas okay pa yon kesa sa mag-invest ka ng properties na andyan na. Except kung ang property is say for example, ngayon kasi during the pandemic, you see a lot of condos that are vacant, no? Nung nawala ang pogo, again na bakante, no? And I will not mention the developers, but especially in the Bay Area, in those condos there are become vacant, and the owner naman would want the owner is paying it on installment, no? Or mostly on installment, but some are cash. However, yung may installment, wala namang income. So wala nang pambayad. Wala nang pambayad talaga. Kaya ginagawa nila, they're now starting to sell. Ibinebenta nila yung property at a much, much lower rate. Yung ganon, ang tawag doon, bargain sale. So bumili ka na ng ganon. But always, I should say that condo selling will still be there. Kasi iba na ang mga Pilipino ngayon eh. We are now into condo living nearest to our residence, to our place of work, nearest to our amenity side, etc. Wherein you cannot find it if you own a house and lot somewhere there in the hinterland. Hindi. Although it's also wise to invest house and lot, but condo is also preferable just the same.
okay. Thank you so much, Doc EG. So there is another question that we have. So what are your thoughts in investing in high-end or upscale pre-selling market?
If you have the money, why not? If you have the money, why not? Because it will yield more than double of your investments. Right now, I am actually looking for high-end condos in BGC for a Chinese buyer. And ano hinahanap? High-end condo, ah? Hindi lang one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedrooms, four bedrooms, things like that. And what? Although the risk, should I say, when you invest in high-end condo is a little bit higher kasi malaking pera out. But however, the return once it is sold or once it is rented will be what? Will be multiplied. Kasi mas maganda talaga. May pera ka, sige, di high-end condo. But I would suggest na mag-invest ka sa mga condo that are affordable. Like, I think Ayala is doing that, no? Iba-iba kayong classifications, no? And I think that's the right way. That's the right way to do, and that's the right destination to pursue.
Okay. Thank you. So, which one is advisable for investors to invest during the pandemic? Ready for occupancy or pre-selling,
Oh,
especially during this pandemic? Which one
As
is
I've said, yung pre-selling,
okay?
pre-selling, provided you're able to qualify the developer. Like developers sometimes, if they do pre-selling, they get all the money and then later on disappear. Di ba? Yung iba, although even though they have a license to sell, o yung iba nga walang license to sell, nagbebente, bawal yun. But now, when you want to go really, doon ka sa pre-selling. Kasi why? Mababa presyo eh. Bago matapos yung property, bago mag-RFO, mataas na yung presyo nun. And then you will gain already. If you sell, you already gain.
Okay,
Ha?
thank you. Yes, I agree with that, Doc EG. So, what is your trajectory for the Philippine real estate? How many years do you think would it take for the real estate industry to recover?
I should say that recovery starts by the second semester of 2021 up there, 2022, 2023, up to about 2025. We will see a very bright future for the real estate industry up to 2025.
Okay, thank you. And our last question for today, Doc EG, would be in investing in pre-selling properties, what advice can you give for first-time investors, especially during the pandemic?
Okay, first thing first, you have to look at the developer. Who is the developer? What kind of developer is he? Kasi we want to avoid those who get your money at the same time disappear, no? We want to make it a point that your investment will be worthwhile. And so therefore, pre-qualify. Kung sinasabi mo when you have to pre-qualify your buyer, i-pre-qualify mo yung developer mo. But I see no reason pag yung developers mo are good like Ayala, well, wala kang problema dyan, no? So, but other developers, kasi ngayon, real estate industry is now being jam-packed by so many developers, especially startup developers. Tingnan mo na yon, mahaba ba ang PC niya? Masusustain ba niya yung development? Ano ba yung kind of project niya? Is it a joint venture? Is the property owned by the developer or what? So these are considerations you have to look into. Kasi importante yan to pre-qualify the the developer. So alongside with it, why is it so? So that you can rest assured that your money that you pay is secured and saved, and therefore in the long run, after so many years, it will yield income for you. Bakit ba tayo nag-invest ng real estate? We want income, no? Two things. We want to stay, we want to utilize it, we want to use it. Second, we invest because we want to have it leased. We have to have it rented. So, kung gano'n naman, edi kung hindi matatapos ang project, hindi RF o hindi na RF o yung project, hindi na natutupad, problema mo na yun. Napasok mo na yung pera eh. Kaya importante talaga look at the kind of developers that you are in before
Okay.
you dole out your ano yan, your hard-earned money. Tingnan mo muna kung kanino mo ilalagay yan. Ha? Mm.
Yan. Yan. Thank you so much, Doc EG. So may pahabol na super last question na is, what do you think about the bank rate after pandemic?
The bank rate will still remain the same. Kasi recovery stage tayo eh. It will be still the same.
All right. Okay. All right. So since we don't have any more questions, so just to summarize everything that Doc EG said, so it really depends on your budget and the cash flow. But of course, the best investment during the pandemic would be pre-selling properties, especially if you dissect or discern the developer that you're going to invest in. So we in Alveo Land, we offer upscale, high-end residential developments, commercial. So we offer flexible payment terms, and at the same time, as we learned a lot from our speaker for today, Doc EG, about the current real estate situation that we have right now, and the factor that even if we are strike during this crisis, even in this pandemic, we are in a slow, steady phase, but it really didn't stop at all. So real
Yeah,
estate did indeed the very best investment that you can make even during crisis in
yeah.
pandemic.
It will always be good morning real estate.
Yes, I agree with you, Doc EG. Thank you so much for that insightful presentation, for sharing your expertise and knowledge with us, Doc EG. We really learned a lot from you. It's really an honor to have you with us. And
Uh,
before we end our, yeah,
Can
before we
can can I plug my
yes,
I'm inviting everybody to watch my regular YouTube, Facebook Live program every Sunday 3 to 5. Ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG and you learn a lot of insights, a lot of information regarding real estate and business. We are already on our 45th episode and if you subscribe, click and subscribe, ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG, you can view all the other episodes, 45 of them. Matututo po kayo. Ang dami-dami namin dinidiscuss doon. So tomorrow, I'll see you in ikonsulta mo kay Doc EG. Sana, please view
that's in YouTube. That's in YouTube,
YouTube
everyone.
or
You
Facebook.
learn a
Facebook.
lot from him. You learn a lot from him. To all aspiring real estate brokers, real estate professionals, and investors, please do subscribe in his YouTube channel. It's in the details below. I-consulta mo kay Doc E.G. Ong. So before we end, we would like to call on Matt and Ciso to give us a brief overview of Alveo Land's pre-selling property in Vermosa. Matt?
Thanks, Ms. Kim. As mentioned, Vermosa is a 700-hectare mixed-use master plan, residential lots, commercial establishments, educational institutional,
Check ko
and
natin.
recreational environments in the
Matt,
new growth
off-cam ka.
corridor of Cavite.
Matt, you're off-cam.
Nakaon ako, ma'am.
Off-cam, it's black.
Naka-syllabus ko.
How about now, ma'am?
No, we can't see you.
Nakaon ako,
Alright. Kita ko na, okay na. Kita na, okay na.
Alright. As mentioned, Vermosa is a 700-hectare mixed-use master plan, residential lots, commercial establishment, educational institution, and recreational environment in the new growth corridor of Cavite. It is located in Imus, Cavite along Dang Highway Road. Major access points if you're going from Makati is via EDSA or C5, then take SLEX, MCX, then Dang Highway Road. Alveo presents Ardia at Vermosa. It is an exclusive 36-hectare residential subdivision located along the upscale section of progressive Dasmariñas and Imus. For the amenities, we got clubhouse, pocket parks, lap pool, play area, kiddie pool, basketball court, jogging trail, and multi-purpose field. Lot sizes are ranging from approximately 250 to 536 square meter. Price per square meter is more or less 50,000 pesos. For more details, you may contact us on our Facebook page, Alveoland-Victoria. Back to you, Ms. Kim.
Thank you so much, Matt, for sharing to us Alveo Land's pre-selling project in Vermosa. And thank you to everyone who are watching right now, to all our audience who are here right now. So we are looking forward to seeing you on our next webinar that will be on Saturday at 4 o'clock. And before we end, for more details, project presentation, quotations, please feel free to follow our page, Alveoland Victoria. And don't forget to subscribe to our guest's YouTube channel. Tomorrow, he has a show. I-consulta mo kay Doc E.G. Ong. Thank you so much and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye!
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc E.G. It's an
Thank
honor.
you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Stay safe.